Have you ever wanted to fly? Me too. Well, that's exactly what I get to do. We go in motion, high above Oregon's beautiful wine country on this episode of PD Exposed. And welcome, my name's John Olson. As you know, Heather's decided to take just a little break from the show to spend more time with her family and focus on her upcoming marriage, which is a good thing. We are actually launching a brand new segment on the next show, so be looking for that. We know you're going to love it. It's called Nicole Shops Portland. The Wine Spectator magazine loves the Black Walnut Inn, and guess what? So do we. It's located just outside of Dundee. This place is awesome. We also dined at Tina's restaurant and visited the brand new Penner Ash Winery. Located smack dab in the middle between Portland and the Oregon coast is the Lawrence Art Gallery. They're famous for their art, but you can also get a very tasty lunch there and taste some wine as well. You can't go there without stopping off the Evergreen Air Museum. It's the home of Howard Hughes' Spruce Goose, so we checked that out as well. Our featured artist on PD Exposed is Debra. She's a 20-year-old phenomenal musician from Corvallis, Oregon. Once I listened to her CD, I could not put it away. So, don't touch that dial. PD Exposed will be right back. Right in the heart of wine country is the Evergreen Aviation Museum, also home of the famous Spruce Goose. If you haven't made the trip down here, we're going to show you why it's a must-do. So Ben is joining us here. He's the curator of this museum, and he's going to talk to us about the Spruce Goose, which Howard Hughes did not want it to be called.
He referred to it as the flying boat.
The flying boat.
Most people call it the Hughes flying boat or the H-4 Hercules, which was the official name given on the contracts.
How big is this plane in comparison to like the big, huge military cargo planes today?
At the time it was built, it was the largest airplane by far. The wingspan is 320 feet. That remains the longest wingspan of any airplane ever built. The aircraft is entirely made of wood.
Okay, so what's up with the beach balls here?
Hughes was afraid that the boat might spring a leak if it had a hard landing and start to flood and sink. So he did a couple of things. First is he changed the nose. This is not the original nose. The other thing he did was fill all the void spaces under the floor, back in the tail, and in the wing floats with beach balls. Thousands and thousands of beach balls.
Well, this is an incredibly intriguing plane. If you haven't been out here, you got to check out the museum, but there's a lot more than just the Spruce Goose. So why don't we go out, and there's a couple other ones that you showed me that are very cool, so follow me.
We are very lucky to have Messerschmitt Me-109. What makes it so rare is that ours is actually a German manufactured airframe and the original German engine. This is a refurbished World War I light bomber that the federal government in the early 1920s bought to carry the airmail. And from this airplane and that start, all other American commercial aviation begins.
Yeah, stewardess, 1D needs a cocktail. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to call him stewardess. I think it's flight attendant now. There's about 250, give or take a few, volunteers that spend their time. It's a passion of theirs, obviously, to work here at the museum. One of our favorite volunteers that we've chatted with today is Monty.
The volunteer program, actually, they're people that have a love of airplanes. Now, they're made up of a combination of people. We have people like myself, which are retired Air Force. Now, when I was in Vietnam, I was a forward air controller. So what I was flying was a light aircraft similar to, it's called an L-19 or an O-1. This particular one actually flew in Vietnam, and if you'll notice right up here, you'll see two red stars. See them right there. The top one is a MiG-21 that was shot down on the 6th of January 1967, and then on the 5th of June 67, a MiG-17 was shot down this.
Think I can fly this bad boy?
This baby right here, actually it is basically flyable. It would need a little work.
Okay.
But it is basically flyable.
So long from the Evergreen Aviation Museum in McMinnville. Captain Olson, signing out. Got him! I was a wee lad in South Dakota, one of my main goals in life was to fly an airplane. Well, in less than an hour, thanks to the Be a Pilot program and thanks to Twin Oaks Air Park in Hillsboro, I'm going to fly an airplane today.
Okay, well, the first thing we got to do, we want to make sure that this airplane can fly, because we're not going to climb in it and try and go flying if it can't fly, right?
Good call. I like it.
So let's make sure that it can fly. I'm going to flip this master switch on right here, this red switch, and this paddle switch, I'm going to flip it down. And those are going to come all the way down so that we can check their operation. Why don't you go ahead and push that up for me and take a look up underneath here and see how it's connected. You see those 4 nuts and the cotter pin at each end of that hinge?
Yes, I do.
We always want to see those before we go fly.
What does this do? What's the purpose of this?
That's the elevator. That adjusts the attitude of the nose, whether the nose points up or points down. This keeps our turns coordinated. We turn with ailerons that we checked over there as far as rolling right and rolling left. Okay, so the propeller, we want to feel the back side of the propeller. Does it feel smooth to you?
Feels smooth to me.
I think everything on this airplane has passed the test.
She's ready to fly.
I think she'll fly. You want to go?
Let's fly.
Let's do it. It's gonna go.
Let's fly.
All right.
Do your best to keep it right on the center line. That's nice. Why don't you go ahead and pull back on the yoke a little bit? Oh, you did it. Let's take off. Wow. Take a lot of force and keep pushing it there. We're going to start speeding up. It's going to be harder to keep it there, so put a lot of force on it. Don't go away. PDXposed. We'll be right back.
New wineries are popping up all over this gorgeous land called Oregon wine country, and the Penner Ash Winery is one of them. We're visiting here today. Ron Penner Ash was kind enough to have us here, and this is a newer property. And my first question is, how did you get into the wine business?
My wife, Lynn, has been in the industry for about 25 years, 18 years in Oregon. And we decided to start our own brand in 1998, Penner Ash Wine Cellars.
What's your specialty?
We built this facility to kind of compensate for the thin-skinned Pinot Noir grape. We built a 3-level gravity winery in which the grapes will come into our crush deck. We'll gently destem whole berry, the Pinot Noir. They'll drop down into a fermenter, the next level. Whole berries fall into our fermenters, which are
underneath
then,
here?
Yeah, underneath here. And then the free-run juice will go down to the next level into settling tanks against that wall, that catwalk. And from there, we take the press fraction and it comes into a different settling tank. So this will be our current vintage Pinot Noir. We over-vintage our Syrah, so that'll be in the next bay, which has a little bit of temperature variation than this original, or I guess this would be our main barrel room. And then we have one additional barrel room if we choose to do whites. So.
So we've talked about your process, we've talked about the growing the grapes and what it took all from teacher to winemaker, marrying a winemaker. Talk about the finished product and where we can actually find your wine. You guys said you do about 3,000 cases?
Sure. Currently we're at about 3,000 cases. Of course we're in Oregon, but we have also 16 out-of-state markets. New York, California being probably our largest. But most fine wine shops in the Portland area, along with what we feel are some of the best restaurants in Portland, you can also find our wine.
Follow the signs, come to Penner Winery on your trip to Oregon wine country. So sitting atop the Lawrence Art Gallery is the Fresh Palette Cafe, the only place in wine country where you can come and check art out, grab some food, and do some wine tasting. The decor is very interesting. You have artwork, and you guys change it. Talk about how you change it and kind of keep things fresh.
Well, we change it with the event. It depends on what the bride might want. We do a lot of wedding rehearsal dinners here, and so we try to coordinate with her colors or what's going on. Father's Day, we do a lot of abstracts, we do a lot of metal sculptures, anything we can to make the event complete.
Let's talk about this property, because it's pretty cool and it's not too far from here.
No, it's only about 5 miles up Muddy Valley. It is a vineyard and a B&B. They contacted me and we built a wedding site together, and now we do nothing but weddings up there.
The desserts.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Pretty heavenly. So
this is a Grand Marnier custard with fresh berries that were grown just right down the road. This is a caramel fudge pecan torte.
Well, without further ado, let's dig into this. Cheers.
To you too. Thanks.
So now we get to more fun stuff at the Lawrence Gallery, the wine tasting room.
Welcome to the tasting room. This is the private reserve tasting room at the Lawrence Gallery.
Cool.
And today, to start you off, I've got some Adia Chardonnay. Adia Chardonnay is from Gaston, Oregon, about 17 miles north of here. Very unique style of winemaking, very fruit-forward and young drinking style. I really appreciate this winemaker's style. This wine was grown in Ashland and then trucked up here to Turner, Oregon, and produced at Willamette Valley Vineyards. So you're kind of seeing this wine open up and become more of a smooth one structure, and it takes time to do that.
Yeah, this is good. So now we're in the Lawrence Gallery, and Shannon joins us. She's the sales manager for the gallery. How do you find all your artists? Are a lot of them Northwest guys? I know Robert Weller is.
I'd say about 75 to 85% are some of the best known regional artists, but we also represent national artists and some wonderful old masters too. Robert Weller in specific is one of the best known historic painters in the state of Oregon. Now this scene has caught his eye for some reason. The great colors, the rural lifestyle of Oregon.
Here, come with me, I'm going to show you my favorite one.
Okay.
Coors Light. This is my favorite brand. This is an artist after my heart.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send it to my address.
All right.
My camera guy Josh will pay for it.
Got it. I can do that.
We're out.
Okay.
Bed and breakfasts are popping up all over Oregon wine country, and it's been quite the industry today. None is as spectacular as the Black Walnut Inn. We're just outside of Dundee, less than an hour from Portland, but actually, you feel like you're right in the heart of Italy.
We started looking at property in Portland, decided we wanted to be out of ways. We're very fortunate with the realtor that we contacted. We looked at some property that was on the market. That deal didn't work out. He called us 2 days later and showed us this property, and we bought it just the moment we saw it.
Talk about the different rooms, because it's
well,
just
basically
beautiful.
When we got started, we just took everything that we had and figured out how we could use it in the house. So we have some of my mom's things, some of my grandma's things, and in each room we have tried to build just a warm, ambiance that allows you to relax into it.
So Chris, talk about your menu. I know I wanted to talk about the scones, but
Yeah.
you have a pretty good menu, and the food is all unbelievable and fresh.
That all encompasses like Willamette Valley, what we have available at the time. You know, every once in a while I get a fishmonger from the coast bringing in seafood, but that's about as far as I go for anything. You know, we've got the wild mushrooms, I've got beehives out there, I harvest my own honey, we've got 25 chickens, all different kinds and varieties.
There's a bunch of chickens running around this place.
Yeah.
And the house dog Bailey loves to chase the chickens.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you guys come just to watch that. It's hilarious.
This is corned beef hash. It's one of the things I do up here. Take a nice Carlton Farm brisket and season it all up, braise it. Red potatoes, Dijon, thyme, a little white wine, 2 farm fresh eggs from the chickens we got here on the farm, and it's just a great dish. People seem to really like it.
It's been a great spot for us to leave and go to the wineries and come back. A perfect location and a perfect setting and perfect hospitality, I can tell you.
So we've had a great day in wine country, and Tina's restaurant here in Dundee has agreed to feed the crew because we're kind of hungry at this point. And you know what? I have absolutely no idea who Tina is. I'm hoping like she's the cook or something. That would make sense. But follow me because we don't know what we're going to get, but I bet you the food's going to be pretty good. Tina says they came out from Portland. You guys are like 20 minutes from Portland. It's not that far.
It's sort of, it's mental, you know, it is. It's another world.
So what's it like to be in the Willamette Valley here and be around all these, the growth is amazing around the restaurants, the wineries. This is a pretty cool time to be around here.
Yeah, we came out from Portland. David had a business in Portland called Paul Bergen with Ron Paul. And when they split up their partnership, he came out to make wine at Sokolblosser because that was something he really wanted to do. And after a couple of years, he said, the wine business is just as crazy as the restaurant business, so let's go back and cook together.
How did you get into cooking?
When I was 8 or so, before I could write, I set up a restaurant in my bedroom. Some people have this restaurant bug, and I definitely had it.
So one of the cool things about Tina's restaurant is that not only do they have good food, but they have their own private wine label. In fact, if you look closely at the label, which is also this picture right back here, that's Tina and her husband, David. How cool is that?
I'm Tina, and this is my restaurant. We are open 7 nights a week. When you come out, come and see us.
Times gear up. Who's gonna talk to me on the phone till the sun comes up? Who's gonna take your place? There ain't nobody better. Oh, baby, baby, we belong together, baby.
I've been listening to your CD all day. You're fantastic.
Thank you so much.
How did you get your start in music?
I've just been singing ever since I was little. I got the love of music from my dad, and he was always feeding me, you know, musicians to listen to like Carole King and James Taylor and all those great singer-songwriters. And so ever since I was little, that's all I wanted to do.
You have a music video out.
I do.
Talk about that.
I shot the music video a while ago. We had a full, 20-man crew from Portland come down and full day shoot, and it was so much fun.
Because I love you.
first video ever, and we use that as a tool to shop me to labels.
So how would you describe your music? Because I have some thoughts, but I want to hear you describe it first, and then we'll talk.
How would I describe it?
Yeah.
I'd say it's a mixture of R&B and pop, and a little bit of pop rock in there. That's how I describe it.
Well, there's 1,000 stars out tonight. I'm on my own, but I'm feeling alright. 'Cause there's a scene that's caught my eye. As I walk in, I had to catch my breath. I'm suddenly feeling overwhelmed. 'Cause I've come to another time and a place where there's no inhibitions. Just feel free to escape. And we don't have to say a word. We're both here for the same reason. And I know I'm not the first to serve as your temptation. And I see you start to move and give into the rhythm. And I need to share the beat. Would you care to dance with me? Oh baby, please. Well, could this be just a dream? I'm on a beach, my hair's born in the breeze, and it feels so sweet to indulge my senses. Oh, I'm feeling lost in the crowd, but there's a gravity between you and me, and we move in a perfect unison. And we're gonna dance till the moon becomes the sun. And we don't have to say a word. We're both here for the same reason. And I know I'm not the first to serve as your temptation. And I see you start to move and give into the rhythm. And I need to share the beat. Would you care to dance with me? Oh baby, please dance with me. Oh yeah.
So at 17, you won the Oregon Idol contest.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And then you went down to LA to compete on American Idol.
I did.
How was that for you?
That was a really learning experience. You know, it's not my type of thing. That's more the showmanship, out front star, and I want to be like a singer, songwriter kind of person. So it was fun. I didn't make it on the show, but it was a good experience because I learned that that's not where I wanted to be. So it was good for me to know that.
We don't have to say a word. We're both here for the same reason. And I know I'm not the first to serve as your temptation. And I see you start to move and give into the rhythm. And I need to share the beat. Would you care to dance with me? Oh baby, please. Would you dance with me? Oh baby, please dance with me. Oh yeah, to dance with me, dance with me.
Thanks for spending your last 30 minutes with us on PD Exposed. As always, we appreciate your time. We also appreciate our sponsors, Comcast, Latitudes, and our brand new sponsors, Get Up Media and Directors Mortgage. Please visit our website, www.pdexposed.com. Drop us a line. We always like to know what you're thinking. Thanks again for watching PD Exposed. Make good memories, everybody.
Well, I was Ash at one time. Lynn was Penner. Together, we're a pain in the ass.
How's your wine? Would you like a little more?
Looks like you need a little more. Did you have a little wine with your lunch?
Great stuff.
She works here.
Please come back. See you anytime.